The Great Pyramid of Khufu. For thousands of years, it has towered over the desert sands, a monument of impossible scale. Rising almost 150 meters into the sky, built from over 2 million stone blocks, each weighing several tons, it remains the largest stone structure ever created by human hands. But the true mystery is not its size, it is the precision. Every side of the pyramid is aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal directions. Its base covers over 13 acres, and yet the difference in level across that base is less than a few centimeters. Such accuracy, even with modern technology, is astonishing. For centuries, people have asked, how could an ancient civilization, more than 4,000 years ago, achieve this level of engineering? Some say it was pure genius and manpower. Others whisper about lost knowledge, or even help beyond. But one thing is certain, the Great Pyramid is not just a tomb, it is a puzzle, a riddle carved in stone. And today, scientists believe we are only beginning to understand its secrets.
The first explorers who entered the Great Pyramid expected to find a simple burial chamber. But what they discovered was far stranger. At the heart of the pyramid lies the so-called King's Chamber. It was built from massive granite blocks, some weighing up to 70 tons. Inside it rests a single empty sarcophagus. No treasures, no mummy, only silence. Below it is the Queen's Chamber, smaller, unfinished, and equally mysterious. From its walls stretch two narrow shafts, too small for a person to crawl through, reaching toward the outside of the pyramid. Were they air vents or star tunnels aligned with the heavens? No one knows. Even deeper, carved directly into the bedrock, lies the subterranean chamber. Rough, dark, and incomplete. It looks less like a royal tomb and more like a project that was suddenly abandoned. And then there is the Grand Gallery, a vast sloping corridor unlike anything else in Egypt. Its high walls rise more than 8 meters, perfectly polished, leading upward into the heart of the pyramid. But leading to what? For centuries, scholars mapped these chambers and declared the pyramid fully explored. They believed there was nothing more to uncover, but they were wrong. Because hidden beyond all these known rooms was something far greater.
In 2015, a group of international researchers launched a mission unlike any before. They called it Scan Pyramids. The goal was simple, yet ambitious, to look inside the Great Pyramid without drilling, without destroying, using only the power of modern science. But how do you see through thousands of tons of solid stone? The answer came from the cosmos itself. They used a technique called muon tomography. Muons are tiny subatomic particles created when cosmic rays strike Earth's atmosphere. Every second, millions of them rain down on our planet, passing through our bodies, through mountains, and even through pyramids. Unlike X-rays, muons can travel through massive stone. By placing detectors around the pyramid, scientists could measure the way these particles pass through the structure. If the particles passed through empty space, the detectors recorded more of them. If they struck solid stone, fewer reached the sensors. Slowly, like assembling a ghostly photograph, the interior of the pyramid appeared. And then, the discovery came. Above the Grand Gallery, the detectors revealed a vast void. A hidden chamber, at least 30 meters long, completely sealed with no visible passage. A room the size of a passenger airplane, buried in silence for more than 4,000 years. The scientists could hardly believe it. For centuries, people thought the pyramid had no more secrets. But now, a new mystery had been born.
What lies inside the hidden chamber? That is the question that has haunted scientists, historians, and dreamers since the discovery. The most obvious idea is that it could be a treasure room, a vault filled with golden relics of Pharaoh Khufu, untouched for over 4,000 years. When the king's chamber was first opened, no treasures were found inside. Perhaps they were never meant to be there. Perhaps the true royal treasure was placed somewhere else, in this hidden void. Another theory speaks of sacred texts, scrolls or tablets that carry the lost wisdom of ancient Egypt. Some even whisper about the legendary Hall of Records, a mythical library said to contain knowledge from a forgotten age, perhaps even from a civilization that existed before Egypt itself. If such a chamber exists, it could rewrite history as we know it. But not all theories are mystical. Some scholars believe the chamber is a structural cavity, created simply to relieve pressure from the massive weight above the Grand Gallery. To them, it is nothing more than an ancient engineering trick, remarkable but not magical. And yet the placement of this chamber, its enormous size, and the fact that no passage leads to it, all raise questions. Why would the ancient builders carve out such a vast space and then seal it forever? Why create a chamber that no one could ever enter? Could it be a symbolic chamber, meant not for the living, but for the soul of the pharaoh? A spiritual passageway to the stars? Or is there something inside, something waiting to be discovered?
If one day the hidden chamber is opened, the world could change forever. Imagine the discovery of royal treasures untouched by grave robbers for 4,000 years. It would be the greatest archaeological find of all time, greater even than the tomb of Tutankhamun. Golden relics, sacred statues, jewelry and objects of power, shining as they did in the days of the pharaoh. But if the chamber holds something more than treasure, if it holds knowledge, then the impact would be even greater. Ancient Egypt remains one of the most advanced civilizations in history. Their mathematics, their medicine, their mastery of astronomy still puzzle modern scholars. What if the hidden chamber contains texts, instructions, or maps? What if it reveals secrets of lost technologies or forgotten wisdom about the cosmos? Some believe it could prove that the Egyptians inherited knowledge from an earlier unknown civilization, perhaps survivors of Atlantis, perhaps a culture erased from history by cataclysm. If such evidence were found, the story of humanity itself would need to be rewritten. And yet, there is also fear. Fear of what might happen if the chamber contains something dangerous, a curse, a power sealed away for a reason. Legends of the Pharaoh's curse remind us that those who disturb the tombs of kings often meet tragic ends. Could the hidden chamber of Khufu hold a secret mankind is not ready for? Or is it the key to understanding who we truly are and where we came from?
For now, the chamber remains sealed. No one has entered it. No one has touched what lies inside. The Egyptian authorities have been cautious. They know that any attempt to break into the chamber could risk damaging the pyramid itself. And so, the mystery endures. Perhaps one day, technology will allow us to see inside without breaking a single stone. Perhaps one day, the secrets of this void will be revealed. But until then, all we have are questions. What lies within the hidden heart of the Great Pyramid? Is it treasure, knowledge, or something far stranger? For over 4,000 years, the pyramid has kept its silence. It has watched empires rise and fall. It has stood against time itself. And now it whispers again. A secret chamber waiting, a riddle carved in stone, still unanswered. The Great Pyramid of Khufu reminds us of one truth. The past is not dead. The past is not even past. It lives within the stones and within the mysteries we have yet to uncover.